Me say no for talk about Kartel new pitch to them with him and him son and him grandpicnic. And I talk about how the man head big and the man look sick. All them type of something there. But one thing me have to say, you see Kartel is a strong youth. Very, very strong. Firm. He's a firm youth that Yeah man, the man firm up on head part, the man. Cause me I tell you say, it's not easy for a man get them type of sentence there, And they behind bars, I hold it, And I hold it so firm, You see what I say? And I hold him every same way, enough man with a mad out in that and turn fool in that and cruff. You know, see it? So me I say big up Kartel man, cause the man I hold it firm. Go and hold it firm, same way higher. You know saying? Alright, that's so Yeah man. And if the eye not do well health-wise, and I wish the eye good health, fire. You know, say it. I that to come around and for come wish the eye some good health. You know, see it. So all of the people them, all of the Gaza nation people them, wanna send up some good prayer for the brother and send out some good energy out in the atmosphere there to the universe for the brother make it go out there and manifest and forward. You know, say it. Yeah, man, alright, that's the thing there, man.
Now, nation, we're at it again once more with another dancehall update. And today it's all about Vybz Kartel, the dancehall extraordinaire. You don't know, we are come talk about his health condition, Graves' disease. We are going to an in-depth explanation, and we are going to make a doctor explain it to you, because I'm not a medical doctor. So a medical doctor have to explain it to you. I don't know if you're going to research it already and stuff like that, but we need a more in-depth explanation. But before we even start nothing, please like the video, guys, okay? Alright, since I don't like the video, we're gonna just jump right into the explanation. I want to listen carefully, guys. Listen carefully. The doctor gonna explain it to you thoroughly. We're not gonna know, or we're not gonna get, I should say, an in-depth explanation of Graves' disease. So we'll jump into it and then we'll fall back and come talk about it. See? Alright.
Yeah. We spoke about Mr. Palmer was the first person I've heard with Graves' disease. How prevalent is it in Jamaica?
Well, the thing is, in terms of data for Jamaica, we don't have, I've not come across, I was actively looking actually, but I've not seen like solid data to say, hey, what's the prevalence in Jamaica? But we do know it's a very common disease.
Could you start there and tell us what it is and what do you mean by an autoimmune disease?
All right, so essentially what Graves is an autoimmune disease. So, and by that we essentially mean that the body is producing substances like antibodies that's reacting against self. And in this case, it's reacting against the thyroid gland. So the thyroid gland is this little gland in the neck, just anterior, in front of the trachea, the windpipe. And it has two lobes, one to the left, one to the right, and it's joined by what we call an isthmus, right? And essentially, in simple terms, the function of the thyroid gland is to coordinate and facilitate the metabolism and the functioning of different organs in the body, right? So in Graves, what happens is that somehow the body starts producing antibodies against the receptors on the thyroid gland, and what it does, it causes the hyperfunctioning of the thyroid gland. And the thyroid gland is responsible for secreting thyroxine hormone, a hormone that drives the metabolism. So when it hyperfunctions, everything gets upregulated. And so this manifests in terms of like different symptoms, right? So if you think about it, you could start from head to toe. The brain, you could become confused, you could become psychotic, and it's one of the reasons why when patients present to you in a psychotic episode, you want to rule out other causes before saying, hey, this person is mad or they're suffering from schizophrenia or something of sort. You can become confused in terms of now like the heart. You can get arrhythmias, fatal arrhythmias, which essentially those are abnormal beating of the heart. Right? And as I said, those things could be fatal. You could get what we call high output heart failure. Your heart can fail and no longer, and is no longer able to pump blood forward to perfuse the body. You can get palpitations, heart racing, this pounding sensation in the chest. If you think about like the gut now, you could sometimes get nausea, vomiting, and classically you may get, in the sense of hyperthyroidism, hyperfunctioning of the bowel, you get hyperdefecation. So every minute you're having these diarrheal episodes, right? In terms of your sensorium, anxiety, you're just jittery, always having this tremor, you're always on edge. You have what we call heat intolerance, where you're in this room, it's air conditioned, and somehow you're feeling hotter than usual. Oh, you're so hot when everybody else is so cold. We call it heat intolerance, right? So those are some of the manifestations of Graves'
disease. It is, because I've known people that have had thyroid issues, but then they don't develop things like the bulging eyes, and so is Graves an extremity of the thyroid issue?
Well, all right. So the thing is, it's interesting that you say that, because patients don't always have all the symptoms.
Okay.
So what classically what they have is what we call like a goiter. They have what we call the bulging of the eyes, right, which is an ophthalmopathy, which is just a big word for thyroid disease of the eyes. And so classically, the bulging in the neck, the goiter, the bulging of the eyes, classically, we call it a triad. So the third one is the skin reaction on the legs, where you develop like plaques and hardening, and what we call non-pitting edema, meaning the leg swells, and if you press on it, it should pit, as in heart failure. There's a depression, but in thyroid, Graves' disease, it doesn't pit, and so it's classically Graves. So yes, persons don't always have all the symptoms, but classically that's what the triad is. In addition to all that we've said before.
Now, nation, 4 minutes and 53 seconds explanation from this doctor, basically stating all of the symptoms of Graves' disease. Gaza Nation, I want to know if you have a proper understanding and knowledge of this disease. That's why I really put this update out there. And this update is mostly like an update for giving you knowledge and understanding on this disease, because a lot of people heard about it, but they don't really have a clue about it, you know what I mean? So everybody's supposed to see now, say it's a life-threatening disease. Vybz Kartel encounter. He's facing a life-threatening disease, and in the state that he's in right now, he needs to be in a more appropriate environment, as in he should not be in prison with that kind of health condition, you know what I mean? Prison system or the prison environment is not an environment to be, hanging around. He must stay on standby just in case, because it's a life-threatening thing and he needs medical attention ASAP if anything for go on. You understand? And it just goes to show you, say, a lot of times you see people do things, them have an ulterior motive behind it. Them know say Kartel have the sickness, so them go to boom and put him on lockdown for such a long time, because them a try to kill him. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid for that. They might try to hurt the youth, and it's not going to happen because the universe won't let it happen. You know what I mean? More everybody just send out some positive energy right now. Just stop right now and just send out some positive energy for the youth. We are wishing the best of health. We are wishing freedom. We are wishing more positivity over him life. He's happy even though his health is declining. He's in a bad place at the moment. He's happy because he found the love of his life. He's keeping his sanity, and his kids still maintain their love for him. So that alone in itself can keep the man going. As I say, but the state where I'm in right now, or I should say the environment that he's in right now, it's not good for his health. It's not good for his health. You know what I mean? That's why I just want this Privy Council thing forward, and Vybz Kartel bust it off and win. And forward them yard, because we all know say them a try to plot up things against the youth. To make the youth look like him is a monster and a villain and nothing like that. You know what I mean? Nothing like that. But Gaza Nation, I have to update on upon this. More people enjoy the video. More people get an understanding of what go on. More people have more knowledge on what Graves' disease is, because it was thoroughly explained. And if you guys still not understand, you can just replay the video and just watch it over again and get a more proper understanding if you don't understand. So with that being said, this is where I'm going to end the update, guys. If you have anything to say, feel free to leave it in the comment section. Watch the video, guys. Like the video, guys. Watch the playlist. You see me, I say share the playlist also. You see me, I say and watch the ads. Don't forget that. So until the next time on the next topic, I'm out.